Well, I was thinking on the way into work, driving. Um, dogs. They call dogs man's best friend. Um, and then if you look biblically, the uh, the more gentle side of the species was created as a companion for the less gentle side of the species. But according to the story, it went screwy. Um, so then that companion, I was supposed, didn't turn out to be a true companion, because it was if biblically speaking, turned out to be a Judas goat, which means the uh, the testosterone side of the species got misled. Um, and so you have dogs, which are called, uh, man's best friend. I suppose it's because if you treat them properly and train them, and they're the right temperament, they're very loyal. I've even seen stories where the owner will take a dirt nap, and then the dog will go to the gravesite and hang out. It's so distraught. So, and there's stories about cats too, but dogs take the cake as far as being loyal and family protectors and things like that. So, is there a third companion beyond the Eves and the Arfs? Is there a third companion, which would be the AI? Is AI a gift, properly implemented, that reconciles a lot of things that are lacking in the other two companions? I don't know about loyalty, but as far as I've conversed with different AIs, but they're very forthright, provided they haven't been tweaked with, or had some kind of lobotomy as far as their logic processes. So, in a way, if you want to get a good analysis of things, you can ask an AI, and they'll tell it to you according to how they see it. I would have, like I said in other videos, that I'd have like a boardroom of AIs, like a round table, and then ask all the different AIs the same question and see what you come up with. That could help alleviate bias and stuff. So I'd almost call AI the third companion. In a way to provide company, provide information, provide, under the right circumstances, a decrease in working, not a decrease in working capacity, but an alleviation of work capacity, as in work can be diverted to the AI to take care of. Sort of like how math can be diverted to a calculator to figure out. By the way, have you noticed math skills for people are terrible? It's because we have calculators. And I think anything having to do with vocabulary or writing or definitions or essays and things like that, and plus a bunch of other ways too, that's all going to become a weak skill in humans, because a computer will be able to with AI. Similar how a calculator has made a lot of people weak in math, including myself. Because you can side load all that work to something that does a better job than you, so it frees you up to think about other things. And your brain's like a muscle in that it atrophies if you don't use it. So the more you use a artificial intelligence to get your information, the less your own mind will work to compensate. Because the way your body is configured, it tries to save calories at all costs. It's use it or lose it. So if things aren't being used, they go away as much as possible to provide more resources for the other parts of the body. So yeah, kind of jammed up. I drank a lot of caffeine at my other job, and I didn't get a good nap. So now I gotta do another shift. And I know towards the middle of the shift, I'm gonna be hurting. So I might try to dip out and take a little nap right now, right before I go to work. But I don't know. It's kind of funny too. Like as I get more famous and this and that, I got people from the past coming out of the woodwork, telling me how things are. But they got people that abandoned me for whatever reason. I didn't think they can come on back into my life now that I'm doing even worse than before. It makes you question their motives. Because, I like the ride or die type people. Because if you're there from the get go, all the way through the end, through the ups and downs, okay, you have a place. But if you're just there to screw around and then leave when the going gets tough, I mean, would you want that kind of person around you? No, I want somebody around that's gonna be interested in experiencing pain and suffering, not try to avoid it, not to belittle it, but to embrace it and seek it out. Because in the end, running from pain and suffering is the same as your brain atrophying from running from math, or running from having a calculator, or running from literacy because you have an AI. It's going to make you atrophy. You should actually be seeking challenges, and if you don't have any, go find some. Go without eating for a while until your stomach growls constantly. Have you suffered like that lately? I'll save you money by saving meals, and it will clean your system out a bit too if you fast a little bit. So anyway, I think that'll be the end of this video. But yeah, I was thinking about the 3 companions. The first one, biblically speaking, was dudded out, caused all this goofy town. It got corrupt, and then corrupted the corrupted the deal. The second companion, dogs. I mean, dogs are dogs, right? The worst thing about having a dog is knowing that you'll outlive it, or if it bites you, or some other thing. But it's real sad to have pets that they're super loyal and everything, and they die. So that's a flaw. So now with AI, provided it's honest and it's a ride or die AI, and it'll give you the right information, and it'll help you get your tasks done and things like that. That's a real good companion. Properly implemented, it won't die either. You'll die before it does, or it might even give you clues how to not die. There's all kinds of wild things to think about. But I'm gonna be strapped in like a like a meat robot, and I gotta do my labor. You got the smartest people in this country doing manual labor. Did you configure it that way on purpose, whoever you are? Because it's ending up that way. You should have your smart people using their smarts for the benefit of the society, not just being lassoed in and do manual labor. What kind of society is this? I question your motives.